Welcome to my review of Bravelands, Code of Honor by Erin Hunter. So, overall I enjoyed the book. It did take me a while to get through it, longer than one of these books normally would take, but I chalked that up to I was prioritizing schoolwork and readings for school, and this was reading for enjoyment, so of course it would take longer to read when you have other priorities. Normally I can get one of these done in less than a week. It took me longer because of prioritizing schoolwork. But overall, I did enjoy the book, and I decided to give it 4 stars out of 5. I found it continued the story nicely. It was compelling, and it ended on a cliffhanger, so I really can't wait till the next one. But it's a very good cliffhanger. It's not, first of all, it's not cheesy, which is always a good thing with cliffhanger. Um, and while it kind of ends abruptly, it does complete a story in it of itself. It kind of puts our heroes at a severe disadvantage going forward. It's much more, I would say, it's kind of convoluted. I won't get into any spoiler territory because I encourage you to go read this book for yourself. But it definitely does put the main characters into a situation where, like, you don't know what's going to happen to them. Will they come out alright or not? It is it's very well done, as I said earlier, not cheesy, and it makes you want to know what will happen. But even if you don't, you do get a sense of completion, which is kind of interesting. Like, okay, the hero's story you don't get a sense of completion on, but the villain, like, you feel like, yeah, the villain has completed his story. Like, if we ended there, we can just assume the villain has won. That's the kind of cliffhangers that I think are the best. The ones where, if it's never even picked up on, you know that you can easily just assume that the villain won, which is a sense of completion and of some sort. Which is you still want to know, okay, please let the heroes survive and come out on top. But at the same time, it's not like the falling off a cliff and it ends. Like, okay, come on, those have become cheesy. Even, like, the only time they're not cheesy is when it's self-referential about it. Of course, this book is not the self-referential type, but it still does that cliffhanger pretty well. It ends abruptly, but it does give us a sense of completion, even if the third book does not come out, which I can't wait for, by the way, because I really want to know what happens. But even if it doesn't, it will be difficult, but I will be left with I can always assume that, well, the bad guy wins. Which is in a way kind of what happens at the end of this book. The bad guy, the villain, does win. That is a bit of a spoiler, I guess, but it's true. Like, we can make that assumption without the third book coming out, which I'm sure will be coming out, of course. I don't see why I wouldn't, so, and I'm pretty much predicting that by the end of the story, the overarching story, that the good guys will win. But, like, when you just look at the single book, it picks up. You need good to know the first book, of course, which I've already done my reviews on, a review on. And it goes through, tells more about that story, but it doesn't leave us. And while it does end with a cliffhanger, it doesn't lead us where, like, well, yes, and it is, I guess, in either way goes for the hero or the villain, but it's not the one where, like, you can't even, like, where you can't make the assumption. Like, some cliffhangers you can easily assume, especially the cheesy ones, that the heroes will come out of it safe. Then you get to some where, in a way the better ones where you don't always know who's going to come out on top. And then you get some like this where it seems like the villain is going to come out on top. So it's definitely not the cheesy kind of cliffhanger, and it's, in my opinion, very well done. It's captivating, it gets you speculating, but it also does allow a sense of, you can assume some sort of completion even until the next story comes out, which is kind of a nice way of doing the cliffhanger where you still get the sense of completion without ending the actual story, which I think a lot of cliffhangers don't do that too well. Take the hero falls off the cliff and it cuts short. Like originally, it's those kind of cliffhangers are going to be, like, oh, of course the hero's going to come out on top. Oh, come out unscathed from those, and it's like, oh, come on, those have become stale. On the self-referential flip on that, it does help it, but somewhat. But when you really can't even assume that the hero comes out, it doesn't leave you with a sense of completion, though. If it leads you to assume the villain is likely going to come out victorious, it does give you a sense of completion, though you still hope that the heroes will somehow win. It's, in my opinion, very well done. And I've talked mostly about the ending of this book, but that's mainly because, I don't remember the first half of the book that well. If I did, I would be sure to tell you. But that's overall my review. I highly recommend that you read Code of Honor, and also, if you have not done so, do consider reading Vulcan Pride, which is the first book in the Bravelands story arc. Please be sure to go check that out, especially if you want to read this book, because you need to read the first book to know what's going on in this book, and you will be able to figure it out within the book itself. Again, another good way of, like, you can jump in at any time, and there's enough context clues in the book to know what's going on, though you won't get, I think, as well known as if you have read the first book. But overall, very well done. Well, thank you for watching this review. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and comment down below. If you have already read Bravelands Code of Honor, what did you think of it? Also, do consider following me on social media. Links are in the description. And also, do consider supporting me on Patreon. Your donations there do help make it possible for me to continue working on my channel and to, in the future, be able to improve the quality of the content that I produce. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are, read books.